Hello and welcome to my Guild Wars 2 review video. Or I was going to do a first look at, but I have been playing this for quite a long time. The main reason I haven't made a video on it is simply because I haven't known what to make the video on. I mean, there is so much to the game. So I might make this in several different parts. Now, this is the character creation. I'm going to go right from the very start. I'm going to be making a Mesmer because that's one of the classes that I'm missing. This is the character creation screen. It's pretty good compared to a lot of other games. So choose skin tone. I'm going to make a female Mesmer here because why not? Yeah, that'll do. So body proportions, height, hair style, hair color, eye color, lots of different choices. Let's see. Hairstyle that one of my characters don't have yet. That still looks decent. So yeah, this has a lot of different choices in character creation. I mean, it's not perfect, but it considering most mainstream MMOs, it's quite good. So quickly pick one. I'll go for this. So you also can change the proportions of your character's eyes, nose, mouth, etc. Which is usually only seen in single player games, but this does give you the option for your character. So let's see, eye color, violet. This you don't really see it in game unless you zoom in into your character, because, well, okay, armor dies, I won't really worry about that for now. So, in a character creation, you're given the choice to give your character a personality. So, for example, here, a Mesmer's mask creates an image. I choose to look up from behind a smile, phantasm of sorrow, or fanged dread. Now, this really has no bearing on the actual gameplay, but if you're a role player, it certainly brings another element to it. And for example, I was ready to give your character some history among nobility, among common folk. I'm going to go by common folk. And the biggest regret is that, okay, I've never picked this circus option, but yeah, you're given three choices. Again, the choices isn't huge, but the fact that the choices are there does give your character a lot of personality. And this page, these are the human gods. So you have Dwayna, Grenth, Balthazar, Melandra, Cormir, and Lissa. I'm gonna go with Lissa. And I actually deleted my previous Mesmer to make this Mesmer to make the video, although I never really got that far in my previous Mesmer, so it does not matter. So I should be talking over the cutscene for most part because it just rambles on about a little bit of history. You'll see this cutscene if you create a human race. There are 5 different races between Norn, Char, Human, Asura, and Sylvari. So each of them would have a different starter cutscene, obviously. This goes on a bit about the race's history, the backstory to it, and some going back towards maybe like into their lore and such. So anyway, yeah, we have the option to skip it. If you don't really care about storylines, you probably would skip it, although the cutscenes are very beautiful. The art style, to me, is very beautiful. This kind of water painting style, it gives a huge impression of, I don't know what it is, it's just beauty, I guess. I don't know who the artist for this was, but man, they are good. The style is just very convincingly. I don't know what it is. It just stands out. I mean, and when compared to games such as games with good art direction, such as say Aeon, which although the game is absolutely terrible, the art is quite good, and yet this stands out even more than that. And there's your character. I'm just going to skip to the end right now because there's not much left to talk about during the cutscene. So I'm going to go on talking about each class. So you have 8 classes. I'm not going to go into depth about each class because that will take forever. Each class I have a unique weapon set. Unique weapon sets. If you can do a little bit of research on that. So each skill, for example, leveling skills you might be used to. In this game, instead of specifically going around leveling up your character to get skills, you simply kill monsters for experience and your skill bar slowly unlocks itself. So this is the first story instance, and I'm going to use this opportunity to unlock my second skill. So this is a Mesmer. It's a class that focuses on illusions, and it's a light armor class. It can do a lot of damage. It's certainly not, in my opinion, a very solid PvE class. Although people like it for PvE because of its utility skills, and that's what we'll get into that at about. I think it was, I can't remember when you get the first utility slot open, but after these get to level, you get the utility slots. You get at level 30, you get an elite weapon slot, and as you can see, other people are also doing the same story instance. Hello there, that person's a ranger, so a ranger gets a pet. I'm going here towards the green marker, and I take my quest. I shall be skipping the rest of the cutscenes from here on out, because it's just not. I mean, I'm not a person that plays video games for storylines. It's not my thing. So uh, generally speaking, with these beginner instances, you have waves of people trying to complete them, and the instance closes at times to make way for more people, so it creates an overflow, so to speak. It can get, like, I remember, here's example, the doors to this castle is closed because there are people inside doing the instance. I remember when the game first started that this story instance was absolutely packed and you could not level up your skills here because, well, there was nothing to kill. But another good thing is once you get a tag on a monster and an enemy, that's it. There is no such thing as kill stealing in this game, and that is a huge bonus in my opinion. Having experienced the kill stealing at low levels very often in other games, I'm just thoroughly sick of it. And there we go. Just waiting for this door to open. Yeah, there we go. So the people in front have completed their instance, and now we go in. And we kill more of these centaurs. So this is the general gist of PvE. You go around completing these events. You don't look for quest markers. There's no quest givers. People looking for quest givers, well, you're not going to find any. Questing in this game it's different. That's the best way I can describe it. You're not given quests per se. You go to a specific area and there will be tasks for you to do. So you don't specifically go looking for quest givers. You look for tasks in different areas, and some people might not like that. Some people like the quest givers. I personally hate quest givers because of all the running around and such. This is taking a while. So here we have an orange bar showing our progress. Again, this is why I don't like Mesmer for PvE. It has very little AoE mobbing skills. And this is also something about the combat, which is dynamic. So as you can see, I'm not stood in one spot while I'm casting my skills. I'm moving around, I'm dodging. In fact, I can dodge any telegraphed skills that monsters do. So I'm not rooted into the ground, which means that healers, tanks, they're not necessary. In fact, playing them is, well, you can play them if you want, they're not really necessary in this game. Oh, I got knocked around. And that means that it opens up the game to many different playstyles. If you want to tank, you can feel free to tank if you want. You can get the armor and the utility traits for and the utility skills for tanking on any class, actually. I know I had a bunker elementalist, a very, very, very tanky elementalist that many people found hard to take down in PvP. I had a very, very, very squishy warrior that, could be taken down in 2 hits. It depends on your playstyle, it depends on your trait build, your armor build, and many other factors. So certainly if you are looking for if you like the traditional trinity of DPS, tank, healer, you will not find that in this game, and I would not recommend this game for you. It's something that many people, after many years of gaming, are completely sick of, such as myself. I just don't like that system anymore. It's antiquated and it needs updating. This is a step in the right direction. It's not perfect, but it's a step in the right direction, and that's more than enough for me. And this is an skippable cutscene. So I'll talk a little bit about the storyline. You have a personal storyline, so that was the first instance of your storyline for the human race. And each time you complete a story mission, you get some rewards. I shall pick a pistol, and I am now level 2. Talking to this guy will show you a little bit about the questing, so to speak, the tasks that I talked about. So you generally go to these hearts, and they will have a task givers. You complete the tasks. You don't need to talk to the task givers at all. Just go there, complete the tasks, walk away, and be happy about it. There's nothing else. There's exploring. It's nothing like. I'll skip that. It's nothing like the traditional questing in other MMOs, in more mainstream MMOs. So basically, I should wrap my guild. I'll get to guilds a bit later, maybe in another video. So basically, you go around looking for these points of interest, and they will give you experience, a decent chunk of experience. As you can see, that was like basically 2.5% of experience. And each event, each quest is scaled according to your level, so the amount of experience you get is scaled. So just like that, a point of interest and a waypoint, and I am well into my way on getting to level 3. Now this is an event. We have an event going on. Some bandits are setting fire to this poor chap's farm. I will let other people take care of the bandits. I will be taking care of these worms. And I also need to equip a pistol and equip extra inventory. So the UI excuse me, the UI in this game is not very intuitive, to be perfectly honest. I mean, you can resize your minimap and all. You can resize your chat, make it transparent. You can resize any window, but it can look a bit clunky. I mean, the first time I saw this, I thought, hey, I'm back in 1990 with the old UI styles from back then. But I mean, it grows on you, I guess. You get used to it. It becomes a non-issue after a while. I'm not a huge fan of the UI, let's put it that way, but that's fine because you know what? You don't have to deal with it for very much at all. So I'm just trying to get this bar filled up to show you task completion, and this would, let's say we can also feed some cows, and that will make cows very happy. That will also go towards completion. So in this game there is absolutely no grinding involved whatsoever. I mean, killing monsters over and over again is just silly. Absolutely not required. I mean, another thing here you can do is, if you can grab a water bucket, water the plants, and task completion. And upon completion, you get some money. Drop the bucket, and you get some experience. And that will also complete the story mission, which I shall not do, but I shall show you the world map. So the world map is huge. You're rewarded on exploration, you're awarded experience, you're awarded loot, you're awarded chests, and you can find dungeons from exploring. These dungeons are that's limited to 5-man teams, so there is no big instance raids in Guild Wars 2. It's a point that many people don't like. I personally have no real problem with it because there's open world raids to make up for it. I shall get into that maybe another video. It's a bit much for my poor computer to handle these open world raids while recording at the same time. So this is another there's another task. You simply go around checking these traps, and you can see the progress meter going up, and afterwards you can turn around and kill some of the monsters that you let out. And someone's killing them already for me. So questing this is way more dynamic and way more interesting the way I see it. But this isn't why we play Guild Wars 2. No, this isn't why I play Guild Wars 2. I shall show you why I play Guild Wars 2, and that is for the PvP. So I shall go on my Elementalist, and this might take a while because Lion's Arch is a very populated area, so the loading might take a long time. Meanwhile, I'll talk a little bit about the PvP. So the PvP in general, because of the lack of a trinity, is a lot more dynamic. I say that a lot, but Guild Wars 2 is a very dynamic game. It is much more involved on the part of the player. So you're responsible for your own healing, you're responsible for your own tanking, you're responsible for your own health management. Each class has their own unique abilities, so you have to make use of them to stay alive and to deal damage. So there's two different PvP modes. One is structured PvP, so you have several maps. It's all Dominion or Domination. I don't know what the game mode is called. Basically, you cap a point. Each point being capped is goes towards a total amount of points. If your team reaches 500 points, your team wins. Each kill is also worth a certain amount of points, obviously. Otherwise, it wouldn't really be PvP. And the other one I play is World vs. World PvP. So World vs. World really. So 3 servers pitted against each other. As you can see, I am going on to Blackgate Borderlands. So Blackgate is my server, and the Borderlands being the map that I'm going on. So there's 4 maps. So each of the 3 servers has their own Borderlands. So it'll be X server Borderlands, and another server will be the Eternal Battlegrounds, being a map where all 3 servers battle for a central castle, which gives more points. Let's see what's going on in this map. As you can see, our server currently owns most of the map. So you have 3 keeps, 4 towers, 6 camps. These camps bring supply to the structures, the towers, the keeps, which you can then use to upgrade these structures. And with the upgrades, it makes it harder to take, harder to break into, and the enemy will then makes it harder for them to have a foothold onto your map. So I shall then now go into the Eternal Battlegrounds. It's full, never mind. So yeah, to prevent, wow, that's a lot of full maps. To prevent total domination via population, there is a population cap on each map. However, to be totally fair, there is still a population issue where some servers do not have the number of players to fill all 4 maps. So there's that. Now, World vs. World to me is like the best form of Realm vs. Realm in any game so far, since Dark Ages of Camelot has sadly gone offline, and Elder Scrolls Online hasn't come out yet, and other games' take on this Realm vs. Realm isn't very good. So each of these classes have, oh, there's people to fight here, a lot of people to fight. I shall stun them and run away. And I might not be able to run away. So as you can see, you can be responsible for your own health, and wow. Okay, so there's also that. You're responsible for your own health, although other players can help you out with support utilities and support skills. For example, with Elementalist, we have Healing Rain, which obviously heals people, but also, as you can see, if you can see in the description, if you have this on full screen on YouTube, Combo Field Water. So the 4th line in the description, it's a Combo Field. So Combo Fields is something that is quite unique in the way that it allows people to work together without having to coordinate too much. So basically put down a field, and there's a thing called combo finishes. So for example, with this skill, you can, 4th line down, combo finisher, blast. So I can lay down this field, and I can lay down a fire field, and it will give me might, which is like a power buff. And with the water field, it will be area healing. With a lightning field, it will be area swiftness, and so on and so forth. There are quite a few different combinations. And that is mainly used in World vs. World, because in PvE, There's not a huge challenge in order to, um, well, uh, stay alive, really. This is a very casual game. It's made for the casual player base, so um, it's very, very easy to complete PvE, so to speak. Well, I say complete, there's no real completion, but I just say that it's designed to be beaten. The PvE is designed to be beaten. If you cannot beat it, well, it's just that shouldn't happen. PvE is very, very simple in this game, but the PvP is very dynamic. It's very team-based. People say Guild Wars 2 doesn't have much teamwork involved because there's no trinities, there's no tanking, there's no healing roles. I would say that's not true. The fact that you have to succeed with a team in PvP would basically discredit any of those arguments. And let's see what is else there to talk about. Yes, the crafting. So every single class is has 2 crafting professions available. The gathering is all automatic. You already know all the gathering. You just need to get the specific tools. So say a sickle for gathering, a pickaxe for mining, a hatchet for chopping down trees, and then you can go into crafting. Crafting will give you experience, both for crafting, leveling up crafting to create higher level gear, and towards your character's level. So it is entirely possible to level your character from 1 to 80, which is the cap level, purely from crafting. Entirely possible. It's expensive, but it's possible. Oh, there's a bit of lag right there. And this is another thing about the PvP, is that there is actual teamwork involved. For example, this guy's locking this player down while I'm putting down fields, AoE fields. And he's also putting down healing down while I'm putting down soft CC such as chill. And eventually we can overpower him, even though we don't have actually that many people here. And he also has a friend. And that's the thief profession, best at getting away. So yeah, each crafting, you can swap from any crafting. There's 8 different professions, if I remember correctly, between 8 different classes. And you can swap between anyone at any given time, and you'll keep all your previous any previous progression you've made on your crafting. So there is no loss if you want to change. There's no punishment for changing crafting at all. If you feel like, for example, on this character I leveled up cooking to max level first, and I found out it wasn't for me, so then I leveled up tailoring, which is to make light armor, which is what my elementalist uses. There's that I can still switch back to cooking at any time and cook high level food buffs, which I should use. And this food buff gives me plus 80 power, plus 60 precision, so increased critical. So every single profession has its uses. I know a lot of games have some crafting professions that are completely and utterly useless. Besides looking good, I guess. I don't know. What else is there? I think that's about it. If there's anything else, please leave a comment, and I shall try addressing it in an upcoming video, if we do have one. I shall talk about exploration definitely in an upcoming video, but right now, this will be it. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good day or good night.